This week on the Face Off Hockey Show, it's our 16th birthday. Get off the roads, Granny. Face Off Hockey Show is coming through. We're also talking about ESPN broadcasting hockey again as soon as next year. What? All that and much less because Lyle Richardson isn't here tonight. So we're going to be filling 2 hours of fun time goodness on our 16th birthday. It's our party. We'll cry if we want to. Coming up next.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
Choose your command. You have chosen
the Face Off Hockey Show.
I mean, hockey is my life. I've got on hockey underwear right now.
The Face Off Hockey Show. With Scotty Waz. Sean O.
and a breakaway. Big shooting stars! There we go!
And the P-Boys, Johnny and Mark with the C.
Yeah, baby.
You believe it not? Oh, yes!
Here's your host for the Face Off Hockey Show, Scotty Waz.
Welcome to another edition of Face Off Hockey Show, a special edition as it is our 16th birthday. That's right. On August 8th, 2001, this show was born. And, you know, we've outshot many expectations, mostly of my parents who said, hey, are you getting paid for this yet? What? You're not? What are you doing with your life? Didn't you finish college? And then they get heartbroken every time I tell them, no, I didn't finish college. I'm Scotty Waz, your host for this show about nothing with a 30% chance of hockey. Show about life. The show about nothing was Seinfeld, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're 30% Seinfeld. I'll give us that.
Oh, we're going to have someone bust into the door.
I'll be Costanza.
All right, that works. I'll be Newman. Like
the college.
Exactly. The man there.
We already had
dapper.
someone thanking us for their shout out last week. Did you give somebody a shout out last week?
I probably might have. I might have given because
sorry, it was inside the draft. It was your other show.
In the draft with Wilson and Waz. I said there was a crossover about someone who knew what the studio of the Dakotas was.
Yes,
which is vacant.
Is the best. What was your favorite crossover?
I think it's a Rab.
Allen
4.
Iverson's.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey guys, I go Rab 4. We're all good on this.
Speaking of AI, the Big Three is fantastic. Has anybody watched any of that?
I don't know. EA Sports is trying to capitalize on the Big Three hockey-wise because that's all they'll talk about their NHL 18 game. But I have not seen.
I saw because it's going to be crap.
Oh, it's going to be garbage. I haven't seen any of the 3-on-3. Is it like slam ball? Meaning, are there trampolines on the floor?
No, but it's half court.
Okay.
Only half court. And they have 4-point shots. They have like spots on the court that are in the 3-point range, a little bit farther away, but they're 4-point shots.
Interesting. And
my favorite of the big three is Randall. Kate is coming into her own, but Kevin, I think Kevin could do better. I'm not a big fan of Kevin.
The hell are we talking about?
This Is Us, Scotty. This Is Us. It was a.
I know This Is Us
show. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Oh,
they were the Big Three.
I haven't.
No, I haven't
I
heard
don't know
either.
what you're talking about. I have zero idea what you're talking about.
It won an Emmy, or at least one Emmy. Come on.
Who watches TV?
Is it
Who
on
watches
TV?
Who watches network TV anymore?
It's called
Hold on.
Hulu,
Is this show?
You get Hulu now. You live in the States.
What's that? Is this show in between ESPN and beIN Sport? Because if not, I don't watch it.
Fair enough. I don't know what is between your channels. What is your ESPN channel, and what is beIN Sports for you?
570. beIN Sport is 594.
I'm actually kind of surprised you know that because you have a fancy remote that does all that for you.
I know, but it comes up on the screen. I don't have to type it in. I just click on the icon, but it still comes up on the screen.
Yeah, the displayer keeps up there for about 7 minutes, unless he hits exit, just to let you know about it. So yeah, Johnny P there in a dapper polo, Mark with a C there, still with his booming speaker headphones.
Yeah. Well, can you still hear him?
I can't.
No,
all right,
not this week.
So I turned them. Look, I learned a lesson. Okay, give me that much credit. The headphones are still really good. I don't do this anymore. You know.
I still
That's smart.
I still like Johnny's idea. Just call them the Radio Shack headphones.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I like the R on the side.
You see the R? There you go.
Yes, looks like a Radio Shack logo.
All right.
No, Scotty, my golf polo is actually 15% lighter.
Interesting.
Oh,
Does it give you 133% more speed on the ball?
It does. The
How
logo
did
is
you weigh
actually
that? How did they weigh that? 15%
logo
lighter
is,
than what?
Then the year before is polo.
Ah,
I mean, this is
Walmart.
Climalite. Climalite material, obviously. It's got tradition, which is all that DC United has any longer. And the logo you can actually feel is the logo is at least 1.5% faster than the
Wow.
logo from the previous year. The stars are they're the same stars as the year before.
Yeah.
I'll be
Okay.
completely honest with you guys. Nothing changed with the stars. But the rest of it, though, 15% faster. It makes my golf game, it's still crap.
Man,
wow.
they just can't win
yeah.
any more championships, or else you're gonna gain that 15% back.
Well, no. See, what occurs actually when you win 5 championships in MLS, then they put 1 gold star
What?
on.
So then
Yeah,
that's
so
like
you lose.
20% lighter.
You lose 3 stars.
4.
It's like
even.
it's like any Police Academy sequel.
Hold
Yeah,
on.
Like it's,
What did you
Yeah.
say, Mark?
Yeah. Well, from 5 to 1 is 4, but from 4 to 1 is only 3. You're right.
Okay, good.
But,
I was like, that is simple math.
potentially you could have put 5 stars on there. I'm saying it's a net gain of 4 stars when you win 5 championships by putting only 1 star on there.
nice research.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. That's the way to save yourself.
I did my
Speaking of
math
randomness,
based on 5. Okay, go ahead.
speaking of randomness, I saw a cornhole board today that was cut out as a beer pong table. And you had to throw the beanbags through each slot. And when you threw it through a slot, you had to drink.
You
That
had a
seems like
drink
a-
or they had a drink?
I think
Whoever
it's,
his
I
board
think it's
was
the
guarding.
entitled Wii. The Nintendo Wii takes a drink.
Yeah, interesting,
Okay.
huh? Now they're like, speaking of crossovers, whew, that's
Yeah.
aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. Johnny, what'd you do? Did you cross up your week?
What did I do? I was telling Scotty before the show. I found out I have a soccer game to referee on Saturday. Apparently, I've known this for a while. Never really clicked in, I don't think. But yeah, Saturday night
Wow, that is
snuck up on me.
interesting. That's early, right?
Well, yeah, especially since the next game that I have to referee is September 3rd.
Well, yeah, that's quite the. Whoa.
I know when I warm up, I like to warm up 3 weeks ahead of time. Like I plan on going for a
Yes.
run sometime in September, but I'm gonna go this weekend to just stretch out. You know.
It's kind of what I'm doing actually, because I have no idea if I'm in shape.
Well, this is the preseasons for officials too. I think that's a big key.
It's true.
To get
I haven't even taken my fitness test yet.
Jesus, that's usually in late June because that's usually around draft time, isn't it?
Yeah, but I kind of changed things up this year because I'm not going to be a national referee anymore because I actually didn't want to referee at all. So
He's going to be an American referee, so he has the DH.
yes, so
Mhm.
I didn't go to national referee camp, and I normally run at the national referee camp. So everything changed this season. So instead of preparing and running in June, I didn't do anything. I have played soccer. We won a soccer game this week.
Hey,
Nice.
Mazel.
We've won every single game that I didn't give up a goal.
It's funny how that works.
Yeah. I think we've lost every game that I did give up a goal, though.
Well,
so,
these things happen.
That's different. You need some run support.
Exactly.
yeah, definitely. So that occurred. EPL starts this week. So got that going on. I came home with 12 cases of Duclaw beer. Probably
I saw
gonna have to
that.
break
and
into some of that in the second half of the show.
I told Jen, I'm like, this is far too much beer for one man to consume. And we should tell him. To
Well,
ship
so
some
I
up here.
figured it out, right? There's 24 beers in a case.
Mhm.
So if I drank every single day, only taking off between was it 4 and 7 days maybe in a month, I could literally drink for an entire year.
Oh, I was gonna say you would be an alcoholic by at least October. Okay, I was wrong.
That's a tricky
One beer a
outside
day.
question, but you're both right.
Every day for a year. And if I went and picked up like one more 6-pack, I'd be good to go for the whole year.
There you go. That's goals to have.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The challenge is limiting yourself to 1 beer a day.
That's true.
The challenge is not gaining 45 pounds.
That is also true. Both of you are right.
Although beer has food value, but food does not have beer value.
It's a true story. You could
Unless
just
you're eating beer cheese.
Ooh.
or beer battered
Never thought about
fries,
that.
maybe.
Yeah, or beer battered bratwurst. Well, we're poking holes in this. Just go all beer
There's
diet.
still
Johnny.
those are all food that just taste like beer.
Well, there's
And?
those little rum balls, the rum balls they make during Christmas that have Captain Morgan in them.
No, this doesn't count.
What do you
They're
mean? Why not?
still food.
Yeah,
right,
food
but it
has
has
beer,
beer,
that's
fat.
that has
has
beer
food that
value.
has beer value.
Oh,
You didn't think about it that way, did
yes,
you?
I still don't think it counts.
Well,
Potato,
you know,
potato.
fine. I mean,
that's
I
what
didn't
say.
I didn't make up the saying. I just repeated it. I
It's
quote
true.
tweeted it.
I know. I had that
tweet.
on my refrigerator when I was in college. My buddy Russ Pelicott put it up there to prioritize what goes into the fridge and what does not.
Yeah, so I tried to take a picture of myself earlier sitting on the cases of beer like it was a throne, but I
Ooh,
didn't get a good picture. So maybe I'll go again. I'll go
there's
and
still time.
I put
the
4
question is,
cases
how
of
did-
beer in the 2 refrigerators that I have, and I still have 8 more cases of beer just in my basement.
Yeah, how did you load all of that beer into your? I mean, there's no way you could have driven that home all
True
at once.
story. I did
How?
all in the back seat of my car.
I've been
You know,
in
I
the
didn't
car.
realize the Scion had as much room in the back seat. Apparently, I just don't use it
a
the back seat
testament.
that often.
What is it?
But
The
I
IC
fit
model?
12 It's the TC, yes. 12
TC
cases
model.
of beer will fit in the back seat. between the floor and the seats themselves, 12 cases. my
So
friend.
that's what the TC stands for. All right.
Yep.
12 cases.
All right, we figured it out, Scion. We're on to you. Oh wait, you're not a company anymore. Oops.
I don't think I could have fit any more in there actually, because I was going around a curve and I was like, huh, that's weird. The back side's not coming around.
Oh,
It would have
Jesus.
been perfect if it was like snowing outside, because I would have had so much traction. It would have
Yeah.
been amazing.
Yeah, the hell the kitty litter, just 12 cases of beer on a snowy night. Because you're probably going to be snowed
Yeah,
in.
that's not
and-
dangerous at all.
Yeah, you're probably going to be snowed in, so you need the liquid courage.
Here, I'll send out the picture of my car to you guys on Voxer so you can see it during the show.
Oh God, that'd be great. Johnny, if you have nothing else, I'll pass it to the other Patanzo.
I am
You're doing good.
currently enjoying the spoils of my victory. No, whatever you want to call it. I got also many cases of beer, but I only got 4. I didn't get 8 or 12 like John did. So this is
Well, that's
the
because you didn't think
X9
very well.
coffee stout. I know. Well, I don't have a lot of room. We also just got a lot of baby stuff in the mail.
Oh boy.
That I assembled one of those. It looks like a big it's a big hook
What did you say?
that has things on the ground that mount it, and then
Did
the
it bring you back?
baby thing slides side to side. You know, it rocks around. I don't know what that thing's called, but we got one of them. It plays music sometimes.
What are you talking about?
I
Are you
built
talking
that
about one
thing.
of the
I got it
baby
in the mail.
swings?
I mean,
Are you talking about a baby swing?
I think
it's
he's talking
sort of
about
a
a baby
swing.
swing.
But it swings on its by itself. It's
Yeah,
Fisher
it's-
Price.
Yes, that's what they
it's
do.
a baby swing. It's
What
Is
do
that
you
what it's
expect
called?
the child to move
Yeah.
it itself?
you crank it up. You crank it up like a Jack in the Box, and it goes.
I mean, animals in the wild are pretty self-sufficient when they're born. All right. I don't know why kids can't seem to get the hang
You know
of
what?
it.
It's the opposable thumb. That's what screwed us. What we think
Yeah.
is our greatest value is really our greatest detriment.
It's a shame.
It is.
Now we got to take care of this kid for like 18 years until it gets available to take care of itself.
Or 16 if you want to ship it off to military school in the last 2 years of high school.
I feel like
Yeah.
this is something you should have thought about a long time ago.
Yeah.
Maybe about 9 months ago or so.
Too late. Too late
Or
now.
way before now.
That's true too.
You know, we're excited though. I'm staring at a stroller with some toys hanging off of it. And, you know, we're all set. We got 2 car seats. We got the whole 9. I mean, we got 8 weeks left to go until the official due date, so I'm all set. I'm ready to go.
Attaboy.
So other than that, I didn't really have anything. We took maternity photos this past weekend. On a related topic, not related to my maternity photos, a friend of ours was getting engagement photos taken. This is fantastic, by the way.
This is a good story.
On Federal Hill, like a top Federal Hill. And apparently got attacked by a man wielding an umbrella. And oh, by the way, the Fox 45 news crew was there talking about the 72 hours of non-violence that was supposed to happen this weekend in Baltimore. So they captured all of this on video, posted it on Facebook, literally the fight between this man with an umbrella and our friend getting his engagement photos taken, and our friend handily defeated this human. It was just a delight.
Is this a friend that I know?
Possibly.
Okay.
His name is you know what? You might probably haven't met him. Let me see if I can find this on Fox 45.
Please do.
And perhaps I can show you the video.
We can't play it.
Why not?
Because the last time we played a video on YouTube, we got flagged.
That was for the Big 12. WBFF doesn't care.
Yeah, that's public.
We know a Gentilian. I think one of them still works there. It's fine. I know people at Fox.
I mean, I could just show you a still.
Sure. I hope it's Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. That'd be amazing.
I agree completely. My hair looks like I'm wearing a piece tonight.
A little bit.
It's very terribly combed.
The contrast on the side's not really that great.
Yeah, I cut it recently. I'm waiting for it to grow back out. That's a fantastic hoodie you got there.
I have an ad. Yeah, it's a Route 1 beer koozie hoodie.
Nice
thing for beer. Sweats in the sweatshirt, so you don't have to. I don't know what that means. I don't think that's the slogan. By the way, we'll talk a little bit about this too, Maryland. Here we go. Couple attacked in park.
You can keep going.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening yet. Here we go. Here's the fight. There we go. There's the umbrella swing. There's my buddy throwing him down.
Jesus.
Yeah. And another umbrella swing, and then that was it with the umbrella swinging. The photographer running away. I mean, this was, and as you can see, Camden Yards and/or Raven Stadium in the background. It's very beautiful.
Who does he think he is? A British wrestler? What is this?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Steven Regal there, but
so is it just me, or do you? I really, really want to stop at like Target and buy a red umbrella and have all of us sign it and give it to him for his wedding.
As what, a trophy?
Whatever. I don't care. Make it the thing that people sign when they come in. Like if they know the story, they sign the umbrella. If not, they'll sign like a random picture of them or something.
And that would be perfect. Is you give him an umbrella and then he opens it up. There's a rundown for all you folks at home.
Yeah, I wasn't talking. You were.
Just have him open it up and everyone has signed it who came to the wedding. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
So that was the I mean, our maternity shoot wasn't nearly as exciting as that, unfortunately. Well, maybe
not.
fortunately.
Jesus.
Fortunately. It was in Georgetown.
Well, Jesus.
What really happens in Georgetown anyway?
I don't know. Did the coach John Thompson come by? Have a towel with him? Albus, get in there.
That would have been sweet if Patrick Ewing was part of your pictures.
That'd be amazing.
Well, Georgetown plays in the Capital One Arena now.
Oh boy, the Koa. Yeah, it's arena. It's not center. They messed up.
Wes Johnson is not going to be able to enunciating Capital One Arena is not going to be as fun as Verizon Center.
Capital One Arena.
Yeah, arena's not as fun to say.
I think he can still do it.
Oh, I don't.
I have faith in Wes Johnson.
Yeah. So my week has been packing.
Oh yeah.
Packing.
It looks like there's some less things on the in this
we
studio.
Are as the studio turns, we only have my hockey sticks here, a couple of my notebooks, an Oyo rink, unboxed Oyo rink, some backpacks, my crap on the desk here, some other stuff. We're about 30% done. And once we get this room cleaned out, this is going to be the studio as the massive room. And then everything else is kind of just cake at that point. And it's good because I leave for Calgary on Monday, and the moving people are coming next Friday.
Wow.
So, yeah, fun times ahead. New studio is raising up. It's good times had by all.
How many studios is this for you now?
I'm going to call it Studio 97.
Perfect.
Actually, I think in general, let's see. Are we counting the Broadcast Monsters ones?
I mean, we could at this point, on our 16th birthday, we should literally recount how many studios all of us have had combined. I think that's a good thing to do. So let's start with the ones that we did together. The Garage.
So it was the Garage.
Mm-hmm.
It was Crofton. It was Sean's
Newman.
house.
Sean's
Oh,
house.
Newman.
Sean's
Newman. Sean's house.
Sean's
Your
house.
your room.
Yep. We did have a show in my room in college. That's 5, right?
That's 5.
That's 5.
Then
You guys had a show at a bowling alley at College Park once, right?
no.
No. Okay.
No, that was a Broadcast Monsters. That was that Broadcast Monsters like UMD up all night thing.
All right.
Where-
Doesn't count.
No, it doesn't count. That was a one-off, and it was just me, Todd Butts, Monk, and the Mick.
All right. So we're in Crofton.
So Crofton, I think we were straight-laced there. Then I moved, so that was Calgary 1.
Calgary 1. Sean's basement.
John's
in
basement.
Perry Hill 1.
Perry Hill. Calgary 2. No, actually, Calgary 1. Calgary 2. Sean's basement. Calgary 3. Calgary 4.
That's 10.
That's 10. Then Johnny's. Then your
My basement
17.
in Bethesda.
Basement of Bethesda. Your guest room of Bethesda. Your other guest room, Bethesda.
Yeah. That's
This one now.
This one now. Well, Herndon. We forgot Herndon.
Herndon.
Upstairs here in this bed, in this house.
Yeah.
That's 16 so far. There we go. Or 17 actually.
Mine here in
Yours
North Dakota.
now.
So it's gonna be 18 studios once I move in the other one.
18
So
different.
I've had the
studios.
least amount of studios.
You've had the core 4, and then
Yeah. You're by far the most consistent of the.
What's
of
the
Oh, and Lyle.
well, does my
Never mind,
kitchen
Lyle.
count as another studio? Because
Yes.
yeah, so that's 19.
Yep.
And
then
Lyle's-
is
and I was
20.
in my guest room for a little while.
That's right, you were. That's
Also.
21.
That was when Juan was here.
When
Yeah.
Juan Patanzo, I do remember that. Wow, 21 studios.
Once the I think once the basement gets finished, I'm gonna put the on-air side back up behind me.
You should.
That's good.
So there we go. It is our 16th birthday. As we said, August 8th, 2001. That's when the trouble started. Corey Stringer
before you
jokes.
go off, I almost forgot. I got this week too.
Hey!
Ice Guardians on DVD.
You know, it's related.
It has
Really?
30 minutes of bonus footage.
Well, could I borrow it? Because I never got a chance to see it. And a
Sure.
related story, I downloaded the NHL 18 demo last week, and I tried to play it before the show tonight, and they turned the servers off on August 8th.
Nice. Attaboy. Attaboy, Mark. You're
So I
doing
couldn't
things.
play it. I had to just delete it because I couldn't play the NHL 18 demo because
things.
That's so good.
I didn't get to it soon enough, which is apparently the story of my.
Story of your life. Yeah, switch off your stuff, Mark, too, by the way. You're Gabriel. Let's see. Yeah, so 16 years. Amazing we've been consistent this long. And now we're finally making some money, I think. I don't know how the metrics work.
I haven't done anything for 16 years straight. I'm sorry. Besides refereeing soccer games
Right, of course.
and living.
And stuff you don't know about.
Right.
So here we are, fondest memories.
Breathing.
Last year we had Sean Leahy, we had Satsky on.
Well, I
Great
mean, it
time.
was a
We
big one last year. It was our 15th anniversary. Everybody wants to be part of the 15th.
Exactly. So, yep, that's about right. So here we are. If you enjoy our show, great. If don't, just download it. That's fine. Download it, take it with you, take the pieces with you,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there.
And rate us highly on iTunes. Right
yeah,
now we're 5th in the NHL podcast piece of iTunes.
Amazing.
Yep.
Guys, why aren't we higher than that? I thought our fans were better than that. Apparently not so much.
Well, we're in for trouble when ESPN starts podcasting again.
Should we just jump off on that one?
Sure.
Perhaps.
So this is big news. I don't want hockey team prospects. So
I have news music.
You have news music? Hit us with some news music. So we've got some really big news when it comes to Disney and BAMTech. What is BAMTech? It used to be called MLBAM. It's Major League Baseball's advanced media.
BAMTech.
And
BAMTech sounds like one of those weird, like, tack-light type companies that it tries to sell their stuff on, like, infomercials at 2 a.m.
Right.
I've got this.
Except they just make hammers.
Yeah, it's the copper plating that really gets them.
Yep, the copper makes it a harder hammer.
Yeah, apparently it always stays sharp.
Yeah. Let me see here. So BAMTech was acquired by Disney. $1.58 billion is the
them.
cost of that. Congratulations. So
I was considering it myself, but you know, I had the kid on the way, so I really couldn't justify the 1.585 billion.
I get it, man. These things
Maybe next time.
Next time, next time they have a big thing. So
Yeah.
the ESPN is going to have Disney said they're going to have an ESPN branded multi-sport video streaming service that is going to be released in early 2018.
Great.
So they already had a 33% stake in BAMTech in 2 installments totaling $1 billion. And they
So
said they had the
paid
option.
third easy installment. That's what it was.
They acquired 42% stake for $1.58 billion. Major League Baseball and its 30 team owners will retain 15% of
Jesus.
the company.
They didn't even get half of the company for $1.85 billion.
They got 42%.
They didn't even get controlling stake of the company for whatever.
Well, no, they had 33%, so they add 40.
Oh, they had 33.
Yeah, so they have 75% stake.
All right, so they bumped. Okay, all right.
So MLB and their 30 owners will retain 50% of the company, and other partners such as NHL retaining very, very minority interest. Bob Eager will serve as the chairman for the BAMTech board. MLB, Advanced Media, and the NHL as minority stakeholders will have seats on the board as well. This is going to be interesting because this basically allows Disney to own the rights, and Disney owns ESPN.
I have a feeling, and I've been waiting for this for many years. The thing holding back true internet television was live sports streaming that was easy to access. And if ESPN is truly making a play to be the go-to online streaming service for live sports, which, as we're about to get to, may or may not include the NHL, and may or may not include perhaps the Premier League if people are into that at some point. If they're truly trying to...
Also...
What did they? Yeah, and the championship.
ESPN just got all the rights to the second tier in England, the championship, and all their games are on ESPN3 this year.
So if they can start charging direct subscriptions, like a Hulu or a Netflix type subscription to live sports, I don't see why cable companies need to exist anymore, because you can get literally everything you need now streaming online. Live sports were the only thing holding that back.
Yep. So
I agree. I mean, you have Sling TV, right, Scotty? So, like, if you could just add live sports to that.
I do. I already have the ESPN package. So I already have live sports.
But you don't necessarily have everything that you want. I'll put it that way.
Well, no.
You need to also subscribe to NBC Sports. You need to subscribe to.
No, I have
all
NBC
these
Sports.
Right. Okay. All right. So maybe that was a bad example, but
I got Fox Sports. I got ESPN 1, 2, 3, the ESPN U. I got the SEC network, got the ACC network, got the Big Ten. Got Texas. Got Fox Sports. Got Fox Sports 1. Got Fox Sports
Wow.
2.
Do you get your
Got
local
Fox Sports
sports?
No, we don't have local sports here. Mark, it's North Dakota. We have hockey, and I go to those games. It's fine. But no, I get the Twins games because I got Fox Sports North. So
It will be interesting how they incorporate this into the overall landscape. Because if it's just another app that has another thing, if you're trying to switch from live sports to go watch something else, it's not as easy as just changing the channel. So
I think this is going to be like a WWE Network situation, almost.
I hope not. I mean, it's not all that. WWE Network isn't all that great.
It's not that great.
Yeah, but isn't the WWE Network kind of one based around like you get free pay-per-views every month because you pay for the subscription, but it's got all the old footage too, right?
Yeah, it's got vintage footage. It's got pretty much every territory you can think of. Like there's a lot of different stuff on there if you're a hardcore fan like that. Like I watched all the old WCW pay-per-views from the early 90s just because of how crazy it was. And by crazy, I'm just like, how did people like this? How did 8-year-old me like this?
But so for an ESPN subscription model, what sort of historical things would you want to see? Because clearly they can't have every single game that they've ever broadcast. That would be ridiculous.
ESPN
So
Classic.
what would you like to see? Yeah, but okay, ESPN Classic is a channel that has content that they scheduled content. What would you like to see in a DVR type setting, like a Netflix type setting? If you went in there and were like, you know what, I'd like to watch maybe the 1980 Miracle on Ice, right? You maybe want to watch that from the beginning.
Yeah.
So what's kind of
What
funny
else-
is I was thinking exactly the same thing, but they already own that.
Yeah, they own that.
Right.
Because that
So
was
how?
ABC.
So what I'm saying is, what would you want on there? This is hypothetical. I'm saying we're in the
Well, if
boardroom
you
right
could
now.
go
We're
back
saying
and if you could go back and look at and watch any game that was on ESPN, right? Like from the 90s and stuff. I mean, obviously
or ABC.
you'd have to scroll through all of the Sharks games that were on ESPN at the time. But I just feel like there's a lot of stuff out there that is ESPN. And this is going to be weird, but does the NHL even own any of their actual footage?
That I don't know.
Because I feel like that would be TV related, and there's a lot of stuff on Fox and NBC and such. So maybe ESPN doesn't have those, but
I would think that they do because they always say, "Oh, this is an NHL Productions," and I'm pretty sure they hold some rights to that.
Yeah, I never got express written permission to use it. Consent. Yeah, they always say that. If I could talk.
It's fine.
so what I'm saying is then if the NHL owns part of it, at least owns the ability to show it, why wouldn't there be like almost every game for the last 25 years available for you
and
to
you
watch?
you have to figure ESPN also has deals with these corporations. That's why they're able to show highlights from it. So I'm sure they have an in on that. If you truncate it to 60, look, the NHL Network, as it is right now, like they have
It's junk.
footage from everywhere. Oh yeah, drunk. They have footage from everywhere now. So I don't see how hard it would be for the NHL to get footage from USA Network or ABC or CBS when they broadcasted hockey back in the 80s, or NBC or any of these networks. I don't see how hard it would be to get that on an ESPN and flavor because they bought BAMTech. ESPN now runs the NHL Network. So
That's
this could
interesting.
Yeah, that
this
is
gonna
interesting.
be very interesting because they're going to have to revamp this entire network now.
Is this the equivalent of Amazon now owning Thursday Night Football?
Essentially, I think that becomes what it becomes.
But does that mean does that mean ESPN has to care about hockey again?
No, they just have to hire people that care about hockey.
You know, if ESPN owns the online rights to the NHL, which it sounds like now they do, they could easily broadcast 1 to 2 to 3 games a week on ESPN without really renegotiating anything.
Pretty much. So, I mean, this is a huge boom for the NHL. I'm looking at a winners and losers on
Hold on.
awful announcement.
This is technically a huge boom for the NHL because we know how the NHL likes to screw things up that are like this.
So because MLB ran the streaming product, ESPN is going to offer NHL.TV subscription as an add-on to this whole new thing.
Mm-hmm.
So ESPN owns the streaming rights. Therefore, you have to figure they have a deal with it to show the streamings.
Wow. Hey, if they thought the NHL might have been on the rise, which it has been probably for the last 10 years since ESPN decided not to renew their TV contract, this was a great way. This was the perfect way to get themselves back in the game, because clearly the cable subscriptions are on a decline and the internet subscriptions are on the rise. And getting the getting the internet rights to NHL games is the perfect way to get back into the game.
It's huge. So, yeah, ESPN streaming service is going to be a huge ordeal because it's going to have live games from MLS, MLB, NHL, collegiate, Grand Slam tennis, all kinds of fun stuff. NBA and NFL are going to be not on the service. They're still going to be over the air. So, can you say?
Which is fine. I mean, they had Monday Night Football. They still will have Monday Night Football. I'm sure that'll be on their streaming service. But, I mean, NFL never needed ESPN. ESPN needs the NFL. It's not it's not a vice versa relationship like every other sport.
Yeah. So, there you go. NHL's back on ESPN thanks to technicalities.
The more I think about it, at first I was kind of wondering why the hell they did this, but now that we've gone through the details, I love this. I love this.
Yeah.
Now let's hope they don't set the price at like $20 a month.
Dude, I still buy
So
that.
MLS just signed a new contract with Adidas.
Oh, yeah?
Also. So, like, there's a lot of money going around in sports right now.
Well, hold on a minute.
Effectively, sorry, go ahead.
Why wouldn't you pay $20 a month? I'm thinking price point here. Why is $20 a month too much?
Just for the ESPN feed?
Yeah, because I'm paying $12 for Netflix and I'm paying $12 for Hulu, and those are multi-network, multi-movie studio things. If they price over top of that and it's just ESPN, I think that's too much. I think they need to dial it back.
That's a lot of live sport, though. If you're into live sport.
Yeah, but you can only watch.
You can only watch so much.
Oh no, you got four games. Put the quad on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. DirecTV just came out with a thing where you can watch 4 channels simultaneously. So if ESPN is able to do that through whatever app they use and display 4 channels at the same time,
well, NHL.TV does that now. You can have 4 games at a time.
That's true.
I think they do. So
I will say that the ESPN app currently, the streaming to Chromecast is fantastic.
Holy smokes, Scotty!
I watched games this week.
Let's just take 3 steps back here. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the days when, maybe you're an Orioles fan and the Orioles are in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you're a Caps
so 1996.
fan and it's opening night. It's opening night for the Caps, and you want to watch that too.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps, maybe, the Ravens have a game that same night for whatever reason.
God, this is the worst day of sports ever.
Okay, it's weird.
It happens to be a Monday night.
Okay, what? Hold on, what?
So the Ravens are on Monday Night Football.
Sure.
The Orioles have a playoff game.
Uh-huh.
And the
So
Caps
this is
have
like
opening
September
night.
3rd.
All right, so yeah, exactly. So yeah,
It's October 3rd.
It has to be
October 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could theoretically watch all 3 games on ESPN if they have the quad view simultaneously.
Yeah. Right.
That's ridiculous. That's awesome.
Pretty wacky. But if it's over,
We have the
$12.99,
technology,
Mark's
though.
not paying for it.
Well, depends on the features now. I mean, if they let me watch all 3 games at the same
You're
time,
really talking yourself into this.
I'm down. I'm down.
Arguing against yourself.
I mean, $20 is a
There's
steal.
going to be an email that comes out that says pre-order. Mark's going to get it, and I'm going to end up having it also.
Yes. It's the way this works. Incredible.
I mean, think about it, Mark. You're going to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Wouldn't you like to watch old hockey games?
It's true. Wouldn't you like to watch Portuguese third league while where little baby Batanzo's trying to get to sleep?
Actually, that's not too far off from what's on ESPN3. So,
I mean, did you catch any of ESPN the Ocho when it was on yesterday or today or whenever day that was?
I did not.
I think it was yesterday because it was 8/8 and it was ESPN the Ocho.
I did not. Was it any good?
No, I didn't see any of it either.
Okay,
I was just
perfect.
asking.
No, I did not.
Apparently, they
see any.
had all sorts of crazy stuff on there. Ultimate frisbee, mixed ultimate frisbee.
There was Ultimate Frisbee. I watched some of that because that was on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Monday. There was definitely Ultimate Frisbee on. They had to cart somebody off the field. It was so intense.
They, you know what?
Never
They
liked
were.
to see that.
ESPN's been showing some wacky stuff, man. I think they showed like a cornhole championship on ESPN2
Yeah.
a few weeks back.
No, they literally. Oh, a few weeks back,
Yeah.
they changed it officially to ESPN the Ocho for a day.
No, I know that. I understand that. I saw
Okay.
they had rock, paper, scissors and stuff. It was great. It seemed great. They did a fantastic job, I'm sure. But yeah, like they're even showing like cornhole championships and stuff like that, like on like not Ocho days. So they need that content. They thrive on that content.
So long story short, yes, I've talked myself into ESPN Online.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's do it.
You've just witnessed Mark debating against himself and winning, but also losing. So, the first
This
mark
is
it down on
actually
the
this
calendars.
is first time schizophrenia has been on YouTube.
I'm sure it's
that's
not.
sure. Yeah, no, I don't think it is. Have we? Let's go back and watch many of my bits when we did the Jimmy Chunky Butter Cream.
Actually, we can go back to the umbrella thing, right?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Christ, we can go back to a lot of things I've been doing.
Speaking of umbrella, I wish I would have downloaded Jimmy Chunky Butter for now.
Oh, who doesn't? My God. Anyway, so yeah, that's ESPN bringing hockey back. I'm sure everyone's just thrilled.
That is interesting.
Well-
I will like to see how they do this
Yeah, will they have their own play-by-play team?
because I feel like we have a lot of great ideas, and I feel like none of them will be taken.
I have a feeling that
Are you hooked on it?
I could be. I could be hooked on a feeling. My thing is this: is they just do. They pick a game for the day that people are going to be thrilled on. That's not an NBC related game, like because they own NHL.TV, and just show that on the ESPN side of things. I wonder if that'll work. It's a good question about the announcers, though. They just fired a whole like 7,000 people.
Right. I mean, Steve Levy is no longer there, right? He would have probably been the guy.
I think he's still there.
Is he?
Pretty sure he's still there. I mean, it'd be amazing. Steve Levy, ESPN. Yeah, no, he's still there.
All right.
He's still doing things.
They don't even have the NHL on the ESPN app right now, but they have WWE, which is interesting.
Huh. Well, you know, Vince makes that money. All
Oh,
right.
Actually, NHL's up top.
There
I put it
is.
under my favorites by accident.
Oh,
And
that's a
speaking of weird news that came out of today, DC United apparently has signed 2 players.
wow, fantastic.
Go with DC United.
Good for him.
They're still terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, they're not that. They get a new stadium. Are they sell? I heard their owner put them
Next
up for
year.
sale. Oh, nice.
No, next year, new stadium, Audi Park, the AP.
Audi 5000.
Yep.
Fancy. Good for them. All right, we got some. So after that, we got some injury news.
Oh,
Some fantastic-
wow! I was not. See, if I would have read the rundown beforehand, I would have known I had more music to play.
These things happen.
It is what it is.
Just
It is.
dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, oh yeah, what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, there we go, kids. Our injury
We're
report
actually
brought to you.
being asked how many NHL writers they have now after the purge. And we don't know.
I thought it
think
was only
one.
one. I thought Burnside was the only one left.
No, he got fired.
He got fired,
Yeah.
so was the other one. Craig, what's
it's-
his nuts?
Craig Constance left. Craig Custance left. He didn't get fired.
All
he
right, so who's the
resigned.
one that's left? McBride. McBurn.
Corey Pronman.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, I think he's the only one left. Because yeah, Custance left on his own accord because he went to do the Athletic.
You know, I didn't expect him to drive an Accord.
I know, right? I think he would make more money, but it's also ESPN online writer money, so maybe it's all he could afford.
The top headline currently on ESPN is from Emily Kaplan. Whoever that is.
Good job, E-Caps. I don't know who that is either. I don't think that's her nickname either. Whatever.
Should be.
So some injuries. You're right, it should be. Only injury this week, Jacob Chikrin, young defenseman for the Arizona Coyotes. He has a knee injury during training. He is out indefinitely. It goes from worse to, who is this guy? For the Coyotes every minute.
Wow.
So there you go. Big
So
hit.
what kind of, was this rookie camp for them? Why are they even doing anything right now?
I think it's just his own conditioning.
Just he was skating and hit a rut.
Or just doing off ice.
That
coulda-
sucks.
He could have just been walking down the steps.
It's true.
It's true.
Yep, could have been making a sandwich or something, and
Make a
Got him.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Make it a
like
sandwich.
Sean Alexander.
Yeah. Yeah, he had knee surgery. So he is done. Finito Santiago. Major ligament damage, and he is out with no timeline. So
Woof. Those non-contact injuries, they're never
Yeah.
good.
So that's going to be fantastic. Kevin Connaughton, step to the plate. Your chance to shine is right now, boss. Ready? Moving onward, upward. Hey, preseason. Preseason. Starts September 16th. The Los Angeles Kings take on the Vancouver Canucks in thrilling ECHL prospect talent. This is gonna be great, guys. Believe you me.
Is that just that's the actual exhibition season, right? Not like the prospects tournament.
No, that's the actual preseason.
Gotcha.
That's
Are there any?
that's Dustin Brown half-assing it on the ice as he takes a couple shifts in the first, and then it's done for this.
Are there any overseas games this year?
Yes.
Pyeongchang.
No, sadly not. Ottawa's playing in Sweden. This year.
Are they all just staying at Daniel Alfredson's house?
No, he left the company. Remember, he said it. I'm getting out of Ottawa. I want to say they're doing some exhibition games in Japan or China. I'm going to check right now. Obviously, the Sweden game is a big thing. The 21st and 22nd regular season games played in Europe overall. Also, games in China. September 21st and 23rd, the Kings and Canucks will play preseason games in China as part of the 2017 China Games.
Irony.
I didn't know there was. I know. The SAP Global Series will have the Colorado Avalanche and Ottawa Senators face off November 10th and 11th in the Ericsson Globe, Scott Ericsson Globe in Stockholm. Then the NHL 100 Classic, December 16th. The Senators and the Canadiens will play outdoors. Then the Bridgestone NHL Winter Classic, where the Sabres will take on the Rangers at Citi Field. All-Star Game, and then the Stadium Series. That's right. The Coors Light NHL Annapolis Classic. They're not calling it that, but they should. Taking place at Navy Marine Corps Stadium in Annapolis, Maryland, right off of Riva Road. Don't you dare miss it. I might have to come home for that one.
That'd be a fun
should.
one.
I know somebody that lives close to Annapolis.
Is it you?
I know someone that lives on the other side of Route
Yes.
50. It's even closer than you.
I
Just
know.
right there, about a half a mile away from the stadium.
I know my parents, and they live close to Annapolis too, and they make
Mhm.
good food. So
That's true.
I don't
probably
make good food,
I'll probably stay at Johnny's.
but I have
trouble
12
is-
cases of beer.
You know, there's
True.
not a lot of room to tailgate. I mean, there's a good amount of parking space around that stadium, but there's not nearly as much space as there would be around, like, an NFL stadium, which they've typically used. There's not a lot of room.
Say
I'm-
M&T Bank Stadium.
I bet they're gonna have to shuttle people. People are probably gonna have to park at Sandy Point, and they're gonna have to shuttle people in. This is gonna be a bit of a mess, I think.
You think?
Yeah.
You mean there's going to be trouble with Annapolis traffic? Go on.
Yeah.
Go
The
on.
fact
But
that
they
there's
have
only a
football
two
games.
2-lane road in and a 2-lane road out.
Are you going to tell me
They have to have this many people for a football game, right?
Are
I mean,
you
Navy
going
football
to
draws.
But
They don't
Navy
sell
football also
out.
doesn't tailgate either. I don't think the corporals tailgate that much.
That's true.
They don't sell out their football games. Though.
No. You're telling me that the 5301 split is going to be a mess, and Petey Medhurst is going to tell me about it on the fan? By the way,
I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to avoid this. As much as I would love to be there, I think I may either need to drive up the night before and walk over to the stadium, or completely avoid this.
Wait, you're telling me that 665 is going to be problems in Annapolis?
Taylor Road is going to be swamped, man.
Dude, they're going to bust people in from Annapolis Mall. and that's just to fill out the stadium.
I'm serious.
They might. Well, I mean, how far away is the Maryland State Fair?
It's pretty far.
It's isn't it?
Well,
no. What's the one that's down there? What's the one that's off of
Renfest?
Yeah, you're talking about the Renfest place. That's up Route 3. It's about 15 to 20 minutes away, probably.
That's in what is? Oh,
you can bus people from there.
Something. It's not Catonsville.
They've got a ton of parking.
Whatever. Where was this insane asylum at? Crownsville. There it is. Say, where's the insane asylum? Crownsville. Got it.
How do I know that?
That's kind of weird. I only know that because Stan's team was the Crownsville Reds, and that's why they used the C as the thing. Put Annapolis traffic on this report. That's what we talk about.
Speaking of randomness this week, randomness that I don't see on the rundown, Scotty.
Oh, please enlighten me, sir.
Did you happen to see the brawl that occurred in the Junior Showcase this past week?
That wasn't the Junior Showcase. That was the Olympic Showcase.
Oh, even better.
That was the Sochi Games happened, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you dare miss it. And there was quite the brouhaha going. I didn't put this in the rundown because it's more of a visual thing, but Canada and Russia, they don't like that much each other. That was weird. Why the hell did I say that? But yeah, they there was a fracas that went on. A line brawl.
Full-on line brawl.
Yeah, a little fracas. Former Caps prospect Shea Genoway in the middle of it here. So yeah. Stanislav Galiev was in the middle of it too, along with Brandon Kozin. They were in a jousting match. It was great. So yeah.
Speaking of Renfest.
Yeah.
Jousting.
Oh, jousting. I got it. Jesus, I thought. Wow.
No, I didn't have anything else. I was jumping in on what you just said.
After the two sides combined for 22 penalty minutes through 20 minutes, including a 10-minute misconduct of Mason Raymond, a melee broke out in front of the Canadian bench after Eric Odell dropped a Russian player who was headed off the ice for a line change. The line brawl saw several players shed their gloves, including Justin Acevedo and Mikhail Grigorenko, who were both tagged with fighting majors for their involvement in the dust-up.
Mikhail Grigorenko?
Yeah.
He's not much of a fighter.
No, neither is Justin Acevedo, but here we go. Neither is Olympic hockey as a whole.
Yeah, I didn't even think you were allowed to fight in the Olympics.
Don't you get like fully ejected for like 3 games for
Pretty
fighting?
sure you do. Pretty sure you do.
It's like an Uber red card. It's a straight red.
Let's be honest, though. Wouldn't you want to punch the guy that was like, dude, you're getting Adele? I mean, I would have liked to punch him.
Well, here's the thing. As he was skating past the bench, the Russian guy go, hello from the other side. And then he got really pissed off because that's Adele, not Odell.
Oh, wow.
But he did catch Eric did catch the Russian one-handed. Odell Beckham.
ESPN.
Lots of good Odells.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Dude, you're getting Odell.
You're getting Odell. By the way, if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, Navy Stadium, their surface is Field Turf Revolution. I don't know what the hell that is.
That's actually the new game I think coming out on PS4.
Yeah,
it's like you're actually in the game. It's kind of like a mix between Dance Dance Revolution and Madden.
Interesting.
Yeah. It sounds like it was designed by Under Armour and they just came up with a super fancy name. It's just really turf.
It is. So the
Navy Marine Corps Stadium. That's where Sean P. O'Connor's wedding is going to be, and I just got a wedding invitation. So
wait,
I need to find a date. Apparently,
wait, hold on. What?
He didn't tell you when it was?
I mean, he told me what it was because he asked me if I wanted to be part of it.
So you have a date.
He was like, "Hey, wait, well, no, I mean, I have a date, yes, but I need to take a guest." I'm allowed to take a guest, is what I'm saying. So anybody out in the listening world that wants to be my date for Sean P. O'Connor's wedding, let's make this happen.
Holla at your boy. Hey, by the way, can I ask why people don't with soccer preliminaries? That's why. Navy Marine Corps Stadium was part of the '84 Olympics for the soccer preliminaries. Did you know?
I did not.
I did not either.
Capacity for Naval Academy Stadium
Wait.
is.
Let's guess, John. You
Go
first.
ahead, Johnny P.
I'm gonna go 64,250.
64,250. That's a strong number.
Yeah, I'm going more like 42,500.
Well, you're both over. By almost 10,000.
Yeah.
So they're
30
effectively playing in a football-sized baseball stadium.
34,000 record attendance with the
Or-
additional
It's a
seating.
baseball-sized football stadium, actually.
Yeah, exactly. 38,225 for Air Force against Navy in 2013.
So
That's
with all the
record.
media that's going to be there, and obviously the production crews that are going to be there, this is easily the most people that have ever been in the stadium. It's going to be a shit show.
Oh yeah. People don't understand. There's
At least it's
very
not
few.
on campus.
That's true. That
Could
would
be
be even
worse.
more of a shit show. I'm trying to find out where the hell I see their press box. Oh, if we go to the press box, I hope we get Joe Miller's seat. That'd be great.
I hope it has his name on it.
I hope it does.
Actually,
It
I want
should.
to ask what seat Joe Miller's is, so I can sit on it and send him a picture.
in front of his plaque and just be like, "Hey, look at me." We do have connections at Navy. Maybe we can get in that way.
It's true. That is very true.
What happened? No, I don't know where the tape is. Obviously, this is digital rather than, ladies and gentlemen, Jennifer Conway, live here on the screen as she waves by
Hi.
looking for
Hi,
tape.
Jen.
Oh, they say hi. So, no, good work.
Great, Jen.
Yeah, Jen. They like the shirt. They like your shirt. See, it's right there. She loves it. Thumbs up. Oh, just trip over everything. Why don't you?
That would have been great. She gives like thumbs up and then trips over cord.
It rips out the
fucking out.
and the power goes out. Like, oh no, what happened? So yeah, there we go. Naval Academy Stadium. Don't you dare! They couldn't have played this at Camden. Like honestly,
Yeah.
Like, that
No,
would have been a
because
better
it's during
backdrop.
baseball season.
March 3rd is during baseball season.
Well, I mean, baseball technically starts April, right? April
Yeah.
3rd.
Yeah, they got enough time.
They got time. They got
Do
plenty
you?
of time.
There is zero chance that anybody would ever allow this to play in Camden Yards on that grass.
No, because
And
it
when you
makes
say
sense.
anyone, you mean Angelos. Although Angelos might be
Not
for
even.
it
Not
because
even.
he
The
likes
grounds
money.
crew lady is fantastic.
It's
Do
true.
you think that she would allow people to? I can't even walk on the grass. If I'm on the field, you have to walk in the warning track. You can't even
They
walk on
had-
the grass.
They had the Pope. They had the Pope there. The Pope, for Christ's sake, literally.
I was there for
I
that.
was there. I was on the.
Mark, you were
I was
there
on the
too.
field
There
for
too.
that.
We were in the first base box.
I was on the field doing the presentation for the Pope.
You need to brag.
His Holiness. His Holiness says that you, podcaster of the future. I'm like, what's a podcast, Pontiff? He's like, you'll find out.
And then he was
Yeah,
like,
one's like
"Here's my main man,
1995.
Brian Messer." And they're like, "Wait,
Listen,
hold on." He's like, "Don't worry
Cardinal
about
Me-
it. You'll meet
Cardinal
him again in
Metzer.
about 10 years."
Cardinal Metzer, please bless this child. You doing good, buddy? You doing all right? I'm doing good. That's good. That's good.
Actually,
I'm
he was probably a bishop at that point.
glad you made it out. I'm glad you made it out to this to see the Pope. It's great. It's amazing. Listen, look out for the Penguins. They're gonna have this kid named Sidney Crosby. It's gonna be great for them. Like, who are you? How the hell did you
He's
get up
only
here?
8 years old right now, but keep an eye on him.
It's only-
You know, I kind of wish this actually occurred. Like, I kind of wish in some like way, shape, or form that I had met Brian Metzger in like a previous life.
It would be amazing. If we saw Mets, not even a previous late, we just saw him downtown. He saw we were wearing a hockey shirt. He struck up a discussion with us, as he is. The
Yeah,
mayor.
and then we were like, "That guy's weird." And then like 10 years later, we like see him in the airport at the
And we
draft.
love him. He's the best.
He's a great
Love you,
guy.
Brian Metzer.
Yeah.
Should have him on soon to talk some
We
stuff.
should. We should find out
always-
what he's up to.
Again, about the
Every-
show, we always say
Every
that.
year we say that we should have him on.
We have a list of people we want to get on. We never do because we're just fucking forget about it.
It's Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay-Z, we always ask.
Mhm.
Justin Timberlake.
obviously Tiny Tim, but he's dead, so
that's sad.
kind of makes that hard.
Tu-
Oh, he's
Tupac.
tiptoeing through the tulips. Go ahead.
Tupac. Yeah,
Well, we can get a hologram of him on at least.
that's true. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're revamping Google tools to allow holograms.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Biggie Tupac talking about the 113 that Otto was imploring because of what's his name, Boucher behind the bench.
Is it wrong that if they had a hologram of Biggie and Tupac and literally just used stuff that they said and turned it into like a podcast, people would listen to that? I guarantee you people would listen to that.
Well, it's like they have enough stuff on film. It's like when Roger Ebert lost his jaw and he couldn't talk anymore. They just had so much film of him that he just had to press a button and he would say things.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I'm going to take it one step further here.
Oh,
It's,
here we go.
in our lifetime, we are going to listen to radio shows that are completely robotic. It's 100% a computer talking with a computerized voice, but we're going to listen to a radio show giving us the news that isn't a human.
I have. It's called Fox Sports Podcast. Anyway, folks.
No. Plus, there's drives home at 2:00 in the morning when Steve Dallas was on. It almost sounded like it wasn't a human.
Oh God, no, he is not a human, by the way. But I did feel really weird when I had a girl in the car and he was on. Thought she was gonna leave.
Wow.
If she rose from the asses,
The asses.
that was the perfect Freudian slip.
Yeah. It's fine. Every girl I had was over 21, so it was out of his league.
Did I tell anybody how big my back seat is in my car?
Was it an uncomfortable situation for the beer?
No,
Oh,
the beer was fine. I didn't even have to. I didn't strap it in though.
No.
Yeah, I just let it hang out in the back there.
I do like your Thrones pictures, though, Johnny. That is pretty top notch.
It's fantastic.
Respect the fluid. I like that that's on there.
Yes,
So,
you have to respect the fluid. You like how I fit 12 cases in the back of that car, though?
It's amazing, dude. That's tremendous.
Impressive.
I like how it goes. I like how we're doing it there. So here we go. More news. I just shut down my rundown. What the hell am I doing?
I have it.
Speaking of Olympics,
Do we want to talk about AHL and ECHL players?
yeah, they're not going to go. They're not, as long as they're under NHL contract, they cannot go to the Olympics either. Two-way contracts forever banned by the NHL to go. As I guess it's a violation of terms of contracts. Who knew? Who reads those things anyway?
They shot themselves in the foot.
I'm
and
gonna
then
ask a
they shot
weird
themselves in the other foot.
Johnny, your question.
How many ECHL players are on a two-way contract?
Very few. Very, very few.
Like 3. Right?
Maybe.
Like,
There's a couple. Like if you have
Goalies.
goalies. Montreal had a lot of kids down in Brampton this year. So I mean, there's a decent amount. I think when you get more and more prospects coming through, you're going to have a lot more guys actually utilize the ECHL, which is why you had the Devils announce that they were teaming up with the Adirondack Thunder, and the Tulsa Oilers say they're teaming up with the St. Louis Blues for the ECHL season.
that's smart.
Because I mean, they have to have their kids somewhere, especially St. Louis, who doesn't have a freaking AHL team to their own until next year.
But they
By
should
the way,
also be close too. Oh, I see. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense to me. If a team doesn't have an AHL team, it makes a lot more sense to me that there could be an ECHL player on a two-way contract.
Well, spoiler alert, here's what possibly could happen going into next season. Rumor has it that the Colorado Eagles are going to be moving up to the AHL from the ECHL next year.
Nice promotion.
The Colorado Avalanche will move their affiliation out of San
They got
Antonio.
demoted to the ECHL.
That'd be great. That'd be amazing. They should be. I still don't think they could break 500. The Colorado Avalanche will move their affiliation from the San Antonio Rampage to this newly formed Colorado Eagles team, and the St. Louis Blues will have the San Antonio Rampage as their AHL sponsor or AHL team for 2018-19. So that is what the rumor mill is at churning when you come to minor league hockey. So there's that.
When did the Olympics first allow when did professionals when were professionals first allowed to be in the Olympics? Was that the Dream Team back in like 92 for the NBA?
No, because Ken Morrow and Bob Bourne were on the U.S. Olympic team in '80.
They were officially,
But they hadn't played yet in the NHL, right?
yeah, they just had a
no,
contract.
they had played. No, they had played because they both won the Stanley Cup that year.
Huh.
So why was that allowed? I thought the whole point was this was an amateur competition, except the Russians made a deal to bring professionals.
I'm gonna check this right now before I kick myself in the foot on this. No, he was on the Islanders.
The IOC has to. Go ahead.
He played 73 games in 1979-80, scoring 15 goals and 40 points, and then scored 10 goals and 20 points in 21 playoff games. Oh, he's from Saskatchewan. He doesn't count. Shit.
Yeah, he couldn't have played for America.
That would have been amazing if he did. That would have been fantastic.
You just break all the rules at that point.
The hell with it. I'm a pro, and I'm going to be playing for two countries at once.
So the Russians brought pros. They were the first team to bring pros to the Olympics, at least hockey-wise.
But they were technically not pros, right? They were an army team,
right?
Yes.
That just happened to play together for 6 years.
Yes.
Okay. The story on Bourne is that he had graduated college in '79. Then he played for the U.S. traveling Olympic team in '79-80, playing 63 games for them, and then went to the NHL. So technically, he was not a college kid. He was still an amateur, but he didn't play.
But it already graduated.
Yeah.
So I still think that, because I remember it being a big deal when we were like 8 or 9 years old when the.
I feel like the basketball
Dream
team's
Team-
the first one.
Yeah, when the Dream Team got assembled in '90 or '92, whenever that was.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the first year that professionals were allowed to play, and it was a big deal because Michael Jordan and Larry Bird just absolutely and Karl Malone just
It was
wrecked
25
shop.
What was it? 25 years or some stuff like that since the Dream Team, and that was this past week.
So yeah, '92,
'92, and that's
Yeah.
they averaged. They averaged a margin of victory of 44 points. That team.
Yeah, that's insane.
It's absurd.
Yeah, but they were the only basketball league at the time.
Right, which
Like,
is
the
why it
European
didn't make
teams
sense.
were crap.
Right. So why did the IOC decide that was the right time? I mean, obviously money, right? They had the
It had
NBA
to
or
have
whoever
money.
had to have paid them to allow this to happen because they
Well,
knew
where
ratings
was
would go up.
'92? That was in Barcelona.
Barcelona, I think. Yeah.
Yep. So here we go. IOC eliminated the necessity of amateurism in 1971.
Wow.
Allowing athletes to receive compensation for time away from work during training and competition. In addition, athletes were permitted to receive sponsorship from national organizations, sports organizations, and private businesses. In 1986, professional athletes were given permission by the International Federation to compete in each sport of Olympic Games. For instance, the 1992 Olympic Games, the U.S. was allowed to field a basketball team comprised of well-paid NBA stars.
There we go.
So there you go.
So the first time that the NHL sent professionals was probably 94 or 98. Nagano?
Nagano, yep. Because that was the Hasek one, and that was the time Gretzky was left on the bench in the shootout. Because, yeah, that was the big deal, is that they played, because that was Nagano, because they played 2 games. I think it was the Canucks and the Mighty Ducks played 2 games in Nagano to open the season in 98, 99. So it was a whole big tie-in to Japan. The games were there. Hey, we're going to throw your the game 1 there. So, yeah.
It's been a good run. 20 years. 20 years of NHL players in the Olympics coming to an end.
Yeah.
So I guess my whole point of bringing this up is and I realize this is the NHL's decision to do this because the IOC isn't giving any ground on their stance, I guess, for whatever they're holding their stance for, which is dumb. By the way,
it's an ego pissing match.
They're gonna make their money one way or another. Just give a little on your position and make everyone happy. But whatever, it's the IOC. So,
but they don't need the NHL. That's the problem. The Olympic people watch the Olympics. They don't care if the NHL shows up.
Yeah, but are you gonna watch? That's the thing. You're not. We have a choice as viewers now, and with an NBC Sports app, we have the choice to watch whatever we want to live. But guess what isn't going to be on regular television on NBC? Hockey. right? We can
Right,
watch
but
it on
I'm-
our apps
I'm
all we
not
want
going-
to, but it's not going to be on prime time. If you want to watch
What I'm
hockey,
saying
it's
is
going to
I'm
be
not
on like
watching that
True
live
TV.
anyway. I'm not watching that live anyway, is what I'm saying. It's at 2:00 in the morning. I don't care
Okay.
if you brought back Gretzky, Lemieux, and all of the like massive teams that had Hasek in their heyday. I'm not staying up till 2:00 in the morning to watch hockey.
But it's not
Right.
going to be replayed on network television. Is what I'm saying. It's
on my
regardless of that, it's not going to like the casual person that doesn't seek out hockey is not going to happen across hockey and be like, oh, there's this awesome player that I've heard about. I'm going to watch them now
They'll
because it's
show it.
America. I don't think they will. I don't think that they're going to show amateurs playing hockey on NBC
What are they
in
gonna-
prime time.
They have 14 channels that show the Olympics. Like, what
Oh,
are they going
yeah.
to show on the one channel that shows the ice hockey all day long
I mean,
when it's 3:00 in the morning there?
Oh yeah, if you want go like past CNBC to whatever's on like CNBC4, you'll be able to probably watch a hockey game. I don't think it's
That's
going
fine.
to be on any of the
It'll be on
actual
True TV or
primary
Sci-Fi or
channels.
something.
Yeah. Well, fine, but the USA against Canada would have normally been an NBC game, and I don't think it's going
Oh,
to
yeah.
be. Is what I'm saying.
No, it won't be.
Unless you have
Yeah.
some kind of sexy storyline, it's not going to be.
I agree
Right.
with that. I mean, it could end up on NBC. Say that the United States upsets Canada and they know it. It's going to be prime time on one of the decently prime networks, probably NBC Sports.
So it's going to be like the 1980 game, except everyone's going to know what happens because Twitter.
Yes, agreed. Do you do you remember? I don't even remember which. I guess it's 2002 ish. ESPN actually had something on their website that removed any links to the Olympics if you didn't want to know what occurred before it came on prime time,
Interesting.
because everything was tape delayed.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, we will find out. We're in a much different day and age. We're 15 years past 2002 when you could click a button and say, "Don't show me links." Like I will find out exactly what occurred in every single event 14 and a half seconds after it occurs.
It's trying to be first. It's the battle to be first and break this news. And
I don't think that the Olympics care.
no, they don't. You can tell that they don't. They don't want to give up any money, but they want all the best players. Like I think that's
Oh, yeah.
that's part of the deal.
It's the Olympics.
Yeah, exactly. And you got good for them. They want to make a buck. Good for them. I understand the NHL's point where they're shutting down the league. They get a minimal bump. With sending these Olympic players there, and you risk the John Tavares situation.
But okay, so my biggest thing with the Olympics is, doesn't it effectively, maybe not effectively, maybe it does it literally, doesn't it just turn the Olympics into like the original 6 era, where like all the best players were on 6 teams and it was utterly fantastic hockey because you didn't have 31 teams of random players?
That's not a bad correlation.
So isn't that like that's part of the nostalgia of the Olympics, right? Is that people like harken back to the days of like, oh, look how great it would be if there were 6 teams in the NHL right now, type of thing.
Yeah, but those people are hypocrites too, because then they clamor
well,
for expansion.
That's 80% of the internet.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, business side understands NHL point. Olympic side, I understand their point. Dick Pound, I never understand his point. So
No, he's against all of doping. I would allow people to dope if it was up to me,
sure, why wouldn't you?
because it makes sport better.
Exactly, it's the Bill Burr theory. You give everyone all the dope they want, so you can hit massive home runs. They know what's
Yeah.
involved. So
Agreed.
whatever. I'm at the point now where it's just ugh.
About what exactly? Because there could be many things.
about
that
just
refers to.
people saying, "Oh, the NHL betrayed its fans and betrayed its players." There was nothing in the CBA saying, "Oh, we negotiate this in the CBA," like it was for 3 of the last 4 Olympics.
See, kids these days
That's a
think
bargaining.
that they're entitled
Yeah.
to watching the best players in the world play in the Olympics.
Hey, if they want to see that, they should have watched the World Cup of Hockey. That was the
Right.
best.
Right.
Boom.
That's because that is the best international tournament by far, of course.
Well, now it is, of course.
Because as we all know, the random European team, the random North American, the rookie North American team is the best of all time.
The under 23 North American team.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Because they had sweet jerseys, though.
Mm-hmm.
Who's their president again?
I think it's Justin Bieber.
Oh, that's exactly true. It is Justin
See.
Bieber. Yeah, great
I wouldn't-
international policy, that guy.
Yep. Plus, he jumps on whatever team's good. So I figured he would be the one that would definitely take over for that. He would
absolutely.
say that it was his team.
Because the World Cup of Hockey is definitely the best international tournament there is.
Agreed.
Well, it ain't the Olympics
I agree
anymore.
with that.
Ain't the Olympics anymore for hockey.
Yeah.
I say,
Well, let's be honest. I mean, Trinidad and Tobago was the first one to have multiple countries on the same team. So, I mean, it's not anything new.
no, that was the unified team in '92 when they played and they won the gold medal in hockey then with like 18 different countries after the Soviet Union fell.
Was that
Remember that?
Czechoslovakia?
It was Czechoslovakia and Russia and Latvia.
That's just cheating.
And the Ukraine was part of it too, weren't
Yeah.
they?
Yeah, it was a patchwork quilt.
They tried to bring Poland in. That didn't work so well.
So here we go. The unified team.
Didn't
They
they wear like the teal and blue jerseys, and they just had like a random flag?
I'll find that out here in a second. But the unified team as a whole in the 92 Olympics, the Winter Olympics in Albertville, 15 former Soviet republics into one: Russia, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, Belarus, Uzbekistan, and Armenia. I'm sorry, 6 of the 15 former. So yeah, those 6 countries were combined into one. So there you go. Their hockey team had all Russians except for 2.
Archer
you-
Zerbe.
Can you? No, Archie was not on the team.
Damn.
There are 2 former NHLers on this though
Say this
That were not Russian?
that were not Russian. Lithuania and Ukraine were the 2 countries.
What year?
92.
I like the Ozolinch pick. Was that one?
Ozo is not one.
Mm.
No
Oh.
Latvian. I said Lithuania and Ukraine.
Yeah, but I guessed it before you told me.
That's true. That's fair.
Plus, why am I? How would I know that he's from Latvia?
Alexei
Sure.
Zhitnik?
Oh, wow. What a pull. Give one
Mark.
to Mark. What a pull by Mark.
That was fantastic.
You know what that deserves? Beer
Thank you.
bell.
Thank you.
Beer bell right there.
Wow.
So Zhitnik
Thank
is
God
from the
NHL
Ukraine,
94 and Buffalo Sabres.
Right? Zhitnik was from the Ukraine, the Lithuanian. Any guesses?
Is it someone we would know?
Yes.
Forward or defenseman? Or goalie?
Defenseman.
Oh, another defenseman.
2 defensemen.
A Lithuanian defenseman that we would know from the 90s. Jesus. I feel like we're playing Guess Who.
Zdeno Chara?
Does he have a mustache?
He does not, and no, it's not Zdeno Chara.
I got nothing, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, you're going to tell us who it is, but
Oh man, it's weird because a couple weeks ago I thought I came down with a case of Darius Kasparaitis.
Nice.
Darius Kasparaitis.
I thought he was Greek.
God,
No.
he was
No. Sounds
so
like he
good
should
with
be
Wagon
Greek.
Wheel.
Yeah.
So the unified team logo or uniform was literally just a red jersey
Well,
with
That
2
seems
stripes.
right.
To signify all the blood that was shed.
If I can find it here, I can find it anywhere. Oh, of course not. It's gonna come up with this because it's fucking Photo Bucket. I'm not
I
like
didn't
Photo
realize
Bucket.
Photo Bucket still existed.
Yeah, so here's a unified team jersey.
It's like there
That's-
should have been a logo, but they didn't put one on there.
It was like, oh, we got to get that hammer and sickle off of there.
That is definitely a jersey that they found on sale, and they were like, "Let's just use this one."
Yeah, we're just gonna use this one, guys. Tackle jersey too, so you got that going for you. A little
Nice.
tackle action,
Those are nice.
not bad, not terrible. So there you go. Olympic hockey, don't you dare miss it. Orban said, I don't care. It's not really gives a crap. I'll be excited because it's going to be like the Spangler Cup, but on a bigger scale.
Cool
that
arenas.
Oh, totally.
What would be like something smaller than the Spangler Cup that would compare themselves to the Spangler Cup in the same way that you just did?
What do you mean?
Like, we're a local tournament, just like the Spangler Cup.
It's like the Labatt tournament. It's like the Spangler Cup, but smaller.
Right, that's what I'm saying. What would the smaller thing be? I can't imagine what that would be.
The Labatt
The
tournament.
Labatt tournament. So the Labatt Blue
But it's
tournament.
not international. Isn't Spangler international? Or no?
No, Spangler is invite only.
Ooh, fancy.
Spangler's an invite only tournament, my friend. You got to be on the list to get in.
So it's the anti-Labatt tournament.
It is. It's the anti-Labatt.
They let anybody in.
Yeah, you just put the money up there. Oh my God. Yep. So there we go. Olympic hockey ruined by I don't care who. I don't like Olympic hockey, especially with ML Bam. I'm all jacked up for non-Olympic hockey.
But ESPN won't have not Olympic hockey, or won't have Olympic hockey. They'll have not Olympic hockey.
Good. That's what I want. I want non-Olympic hockey, which is hockey.
Hockey's hockey no matter what.
Speaking of hockey and Olympics, Jim Johansson is the GM of your USA hockey team. Tony Granato is the head coach. Ron Rolston, Scott Young as assistant coaches, and Chris Chelios there as the historian to talk all about his time when he started the Olympics in 1896 BC.
Yeah.
Talk about how when he was in ancient Greece and the Romans were eaten by lions. It's a weird thing that you get him into.
Yeah, it's interesting, right, when he gets to the point about how he threw columns from the Parthenon out the window of his hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and he said, "This isn't well written, you scribes. How dare you?" See, that was a joke because the column's like a newspaper writer. Zing. Zing.
So good. So good. I'm glad that when we got to 16, all the dad jokes have started coming out.
Well, we got 2 of the 3 people are dads. Well, one of the 3 is at least the dad for sure.
We
the
got
other
one and a half dads.
Exactly. It's like a bad Gutenberg movie.
It's just half of 3.5 dads.
3 2/3. 17th season, ladies and gentlemen. Crack one open for that. That tastes like soda. Hey, Mike Fisher retired. We mentioned it last week. Hey, did Mike Fisher retire? He officially did. He officially retired.
I don't know who Mike Fisher is. It's
It's
Carrie Underwood's husband.
Mr. Carrie Underwood.
I know who he is now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no. By the way, how long do you give the Brooks Juliana Hough marriage?
It's true love, man, according to Twitter.
Is it?
Or Instagram or one of the things that
So
they always
18
put.
months? Is that what true love is? 18 months?
They've already been together for like 2 years.
They got married in Idaho,
least.
so I guess that has to be true love. Get
We were on
Shit
oh,
Shack.
crap. What day was it? It was Saturday. No, it was last Saturday. NHL Network played all the Epics Road to the 2015.
That's right. That was
Winter
this
Classic.
past Saturday. Yeah.
Oh, it was this past Saturday I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on it. So it's been 2 years at least.
Good for her. Congratulations, you two. We were going to talk about this with Lyle, but he is got family stuff today. Nate Schmidt, he got himself a deal. 2 years, valued at $4.45 million.
Yeah,
2.1 the first
per year.
Yeah, average value 2.2, 2.1 the first, 2.345 the second.
That is
Good
a
for
hefty
him.
upgrade.
Yeah, he made what did he make? 850 last year, 650,
825, I think I read.
825 sold at 825. Big raise for Nate Schmidt, and then that takes him also to free agency. So when this contract is up, he is gone. He is finito Santiago if he doesn't want to.
Do you think that they allowed him? They were like, all right, so here's your deal. It's going to be 2 years, 4.45 million. But if you'd like to put all of that on red, you might get a much better deal. What do you think?
Arbitrations are now roulette. I love it.
Only in Vegas, though.
Only in Vegas. That's the only cases where I think that's the only arbitration case.
By the way, I thought arbitration was supposed to be a 1-year deal. Since when is arbitration a 2-year deal?
I think they each table a deal, and then the arbitrator picks in the middle. Like it's not a one or another thing.
So what? Vegas wanted to keep him for 3, and he wanted to only stay for 1. Like who decided on which one? That why was 2 the middle ground? I don't understand.
What I read was that he wanted a 1-year deal for more money, and Vegas wanted him to be there longer for less money. So he ended up with a 2-year deal for middle money.
Yes, 2-year deal, middle money.
Okay,
but that takes him to free agency as well.
Yes,
so good for Nate. I mean, he got this is fantastic, right? I mean, this expansion draft for Vegas, they drafted people. Nate clearly didn't want to be there. If he wanted to be there, he would have asked for a longer contract. This is how long is it going to take Vegas to be relevant?
3 years. An entry level. They get an entry level deal.
Only 3?
I think 3. Yeah. So here, Schmidt was seeking a contract 2.75 at 1 year. Knights were offering 1.9 over 2. So, man, Schmidt won out big here.
Yeah, no kidding. He got the extra year too.
He lost on term, but he won in monies because that Knights deal would have only gave him 8. What is that? Almost, it would be under $1 million, so like 925 or something like that. I can't do math.
Wow.
So yeah, Schmidt made 875 last year.
So he's getting you got to be happy with that, right? I mean, he was going to make. He asked for what, $2 million of guaranteed money, and he got $4 million of guaranteed money.
Yep.
You know, if someone was like, you got to stay at your job for another year, but you get an extra $2 million, and then you can figure out where you want to go after that, I think I'd be cool with that.
I'd be down with that. So, yeah, but I think 3 years. 3 years they'll be good. I think. I want to hope 3 years. Depends on how good M.A. Fleury is, really, in all honesty, and if they pick up his contract after this year. By the way, if you're scoring at home or even if you're alone, the unrestricted free agents who are still out there: Jerome McGinley, Dennis Weidman, Yami Yeager, Brian Gionta, Drew Stafford, Mike Ribeiro.
Wow,
Jimmy Hayes.
It's a great team in 1994.
God, the Freebirds. You call them all the Freebirds.
I know, baby. Tommy
this is a who's who of 2007.
It really is. Hey, Matt Hendricks is still ready if you need a guy who's good on the shootout. John Michael Lyles, he's still out there. Yuri Hoodler. Matt Cullen, I think he's retired though. The best NASCAR driver in the NHL, Boyd Gordon, still out there.
This feels like I've already drafted my NHL fantasy hockey team. But there are these free agents that are out there that, man, these names shouldn't be on the free agent list. Maybe I should take a chance and pick one of them up.
Yeah, it's that waiver wire. It's that Saturday waiver wire that you pick up, and he plays Sunday and hopefully get more points.
Yeah.
By the by, so Jesus Christ, the guys who are free agents.
He's on the free agent list.
He is. It's amazing.
Yes.
He's only going to play for wherever Brian Metzer tells him, though.
He saves.
So next year, the Vegas Golden Knights, they will have James Neal as an unrestricted free agent. Mikhail Grabovski is an unrestricted free agent. David Perron, Jonathan Marchessault. Then every defenseman except for Nate Schmidt, Griffin Reinhart, and Brad Hunt is a free agent, unrestricted or otherwise, including Derek England, Brady McNabb, Clayton Stoner, Lucas Spiza, and Jason Garrison. So then M.A. Fleury is only there for next year, and then also whatever. Alexei Emelin also on this team. Or no, he got traded, didn't he? How about that? He went to Nashville. I forgot about that. So yeah, the Vegas Golden Knights are going to be terrible in defense, and that's why I say 3 years is going to take them to build that defense up. Their defense is fucking garbage. Forwards, they're okay. I don't see a big scorer. on this team. James Neal's going to have to be your guy. Unless you believe in Eric Holla, if you hear me. So it'll be interesting. If they sneak in to make the playoffs this year, holy crap, you won't hear the end of it.
Ever.
George McPhee is a genius.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the story.
Hey, his first year GM for the Caps, he took him to the Cup. So don't say he doesn't work miracles.
So you're saying Jesus Christ is on this team?
He can't hit a curveball though.
Only Joe Boo.
Only Joe Boo. By the way, so what are your projections for the Vegas? How long?
Till they're, I would say, you're saying 3 years until they're viable. The Panthers, it took them 3 years to make it to the Stanley Cup final. Are we ever going to see an expansion team do that again? 3 years in a salary cap era. You'd think it would be more viable in a salary cap era, but I don't think it's ever going to happen again. My answer to your question is 5. I think 5 years before they make the playoffs. But
it's fair.
In the salary cap era, do you think an expansion team will ever make the playoffs their first go around?
Considering we're only going to see one more.
Now?
Yeah, now. Are we retconning this? Are we going back in the day?
No. I mean, do you think we're not expanding? They're not going to expand past 32?
No.
That's it?
I think 32 is the cap. The NHL goes.
How can they, unless they create a second team?
Unless they create a European division. That's all. That's the only way you're going to get expansion in the NHL again. No, I don't. I think with all the rules in place, it hurts them. It hurts any team because you're going to make side deals for your future. Because I think GMs and coaches and everything in the front office realize that, hey, our first year, we're not expected to do much of anything. So let's build up for our future. That's why they have so many draft picks in the next 3 years. It's insane the amount of draft picks they have in the next 3 years. Not next year. Next year, they only have 4 or 5. 2019, they currently have 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the year after that, they have like 10. So, I mean, I don't think that they're playing for this year. They're playing for the future. 5 years, I think, is you probably hit the nail right on the head there, Mark. That could be the thing. John, what do you think?
Well, then I will go 4 years.
Nice, I like it. Split the difference.
I'm like the face-off hockey show arbiter.
Oh, you're writing this down?
Like we're gonna remember this in
We're gonna have to come back to these predictions at some point.
Jesus. Why?
On our birthday in 3 years, we're gonna have to remember.
Yeah, we'll remember that. Hey guys, did you hear about the University of Maryland ice hockey team?
Did I?
Yeah.
So University of Maryland hockey.
Why do they have to
team,
get new jerseys again?
The university is phasing out the Terp script on the jerseys, or the Terp script in general, and it's on their home jerseys.
Okay, so I don't get it though. Like they're not. Well, I guess they're affiliated with the school, but the school doesn't give them money.
No. But they have to get rid of apparently the
Right.
Terp script.
It's because the logo is still owned by the college and they can't use it anymore.
Right, so they're not charging licensing fees to the club team, essentially. So this jersey right here, they're going to get rid of. They have to get rid of. Which it would have been nice if they were told earlier, but hey, here we are. It is what it is. So they're raising money on a GoFundMe account. They need $3,000 to help get the jerseys done. They're up to $2,259 in 5 days. I chipped in $150.
Let's get them those new Adidas jerseys.
Ooh, that'd be slick. But no, they're getting well, Christ. Then we'd have to up that ante. They'd have to up that to at least $10,000.
Hey, they could have a what is it called on Kickstarter when stretch goal? They have
Stretch
a
goal, yeah.
stretch goal.
Yeah. So University of Maryland hockey looking for some support. They're about, I'd say, close to 70% there. Like I said, I pitched in some money. Jen pitched in some money. We like that. I have the black jersey of this, which is that with the M logo. With the
Do you get a jersey?
I don't think so. You're well, you could. That might be a stretch goal. Who knows? If they make extra, they can send it to you. But I have the black jersey, which is boss. I love it. I gotta wear it more.
Epic.
Rack 'em. Yeah. So if you want to contribute to the University of Maryland club ice hockey, because it's a club team, so they on top of they said on top of the dues they pay each year, because budget cuts, $1,500 in dues each year for the team.
That's nuts.
That's insane.
Not to mention ice time is going up as well.
Oh, absolutely. And they have the crab.
All the
the
polar
crab
caps
pot-
are unfreezing, right?
Exactly. Everything's going to hell in a handbasket. The crab pot tournament
That's
is a
why ice
thing.
times.
Yes. The crab pot tournament's a thing. Do you know about that? See that?
Yeah. That was at Navy. Navy, Maryland, who else? Penn State, who else?
Let me see who it was last year. It was the 40th anniversary last year. It's Towson, UMBC, Navy, and Maryland was last year's tournament. It was held at the Sports Brigade, the Naval Academy Brigade Sports Complex.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's a big thing.
Is it
Crab
Navy
pot.
actually a D1 school, or did they drop?
They've never been a D1 school as far as I know. They've always been a club team. They've always been a D1 club team that everyone thought was going to be like Penn State and go to D1.
Pro.
Yeah, go pro. But they didn't have the camera facilities for that. But yeah, I think Navy should go D1 in all honesty. Doesn't make sense for them not to when Army and Air Force already have teams as well in D1. So I'm of the ilk that let Navy go ahead and have their stuff going for them. But hey, who knows? You never know that because Towson was another great club team back in the day. That everyone went to out of St. Joe. If you didn't get into a big college or somewhere else where you went to Towson and played on the club team, and they just wrecked shop. So there's that. I don't know. I don't have anything much else to speak of or speak on. Let me see. I'm just going to scroll through my news source. The Dallas Stars became the first Texas team to oppose the bathroom bill.
Wow.
So
why?
Because they don't want to discriminate?
Because they have the draft.
That's true too.
So so they're opposing the Trump repeal. They're not opposing the bill that got passed about allowing people to use whatever bathroom they identify with. They're in agreement with the bill that lets people use the bathroom they identify with.
Correct.
Okay. I thought you were saying that they're opposing the existing law because there is no other thing yet. That other thing doesn't
There's a
exist
special
yet.
session that's going on right now in the Texas legislature. Test session. Greg, hey, Abbott is the governor, and he is having the special session to revive the issue.
I just saw Men in Tights last week. It's the best. It's the best.
That's such a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, the last 20 minutes are full of some great stuff. I mean, if you're going to watch any part of Men in Tights, just watch the last 20 minutes. It's fantastic.
You've lost your arms, but you grew a nice set of boobs.
He's black?
That's so good. God,
Also,
now I kind of have to watch that.
Yeah. Also, Mike Modano offered his service to the U.S. hockey team. They said, "Nah, we're good."
As a player, because that would have been. I mean, he could probably make that team. He's not a pro anymore.
Oh, this is of course on Twitter. So Twitter, he said, "Hey, if you guys need a consultant, I'm available." LOL. And people took
Or
that
a center.
Or center, yeah, exactly.
Could use a center.
If you need a depth forward, I'm here, guys.
Did you see Tweet Like Ovi Day?
No, I didn't. What was this?
That occurred this week.
On 8/8.
Oh, fair enough. I saw it was Crosby's 30th birthday, and people lost their junk on it. Like, oh my God, he's 30. Oh.
It is kind of crazy that the Ovechkin Crosby. I was thinking about this the other day. The Ovechkin Crosby era is the window is closing, and that's pretty much been the story of the NHL for the last 13 years. Is the Ovechkin Crosby show, and now you've got your Connor McDavids, and you've got all of these players, these young guys that are eclipsing. I mean, I realized that this happened with Messier and with Gretzky and with Brett Hull, and those guys were mainstays for 2 decades. But it's crazy to me that in this day and age, with the game being as fast as it is, that Crosby and Ovechkin were still the elite of the league for so long.
Yep.
Or maybe I misread. Maybe they weren't the elite of the league for so long.
Who was, though? I guess who was better than those two?
I mean, you had your Patrick Kane.
They were the most marketable, at least.
Yeah, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Taves. Those guys came in and were very, very marketable and very talented and won their cups.
I don't know about Patrick Kane.
I don't think Taves is that marketable.
You know what? I don't think so either. He's a smart person.
And I don't think you can market Kane, even though you try as an American. All of the backstory that comes with him is
that's a no good.
So
I don't know. I feel. Oh,
yeah, Stamkos is a good argument.
I was gonna say that I feel like the Ovi personality and versus the Crosby like team-oriented best player in the world thing is kind of what they're going for.
Yeah,
right? It's kind of like a heel.
Would Stamkos have been in that argument had he not been injured the last 2 out of 3 years?
Yeah, I think so.
I think only on goal scoring ability. You talk about talent.
Doesn't Stamkos kind of fall into the same bucket as Taves and Tavares, though, where they're like really, really great players, but they don't have the like.
But they're boring as hell.
Personality that you could market.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. They become the hockey player equivalency of just white bread.
Okay, so isn't Connor McDavid the hockey equivalent of watching paint dry when it comes to personality?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Same with Austin
But you
Matthews.
take that and then you take that and you couple it with Jack Eichel, and you have literally the same dynamic that you have with Ovi and Crosby.
You do. It's almost a shame. I would almost put Carlson against Subban. Subban? What the hell is that? What was that?
Subban. Come on, man. Get it right. It's Subban.
Give me Carlson against Pickett. Pick a Subban. So Carlson against Subban would be the defensive side of Ovi versus Crosby. Carlson not that outgoing, a very business-like
I think Carlson is way more outgoing. I mean, have you seen what? Yes, you've seen Carlson on the ice. All the stuff he. Come on, when he was making fun of Crosby during the playoff series on the ice. Come on, he's definitely got an attitude to him.
Yeah, no, I remember all the fur coats that he shows up on. I remember all that. I remember the big pimp hats.
Well, okay, you're comparing him to Subban, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have a personality.
That was my point.
So hold on.
You're comparing a 100 to a 70, not like an 80 to a 20.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like you're effectively comparing an outgoing person with a very much more outgoing person.
Then name me another good defenseman. You can't. Those are the only two.
Shea Weber isn't very outgoing, but is still effective.
I said good defenseman.
Okay, he's still effective. He's not elite anymore. Okay, so Brett Burns has got to be. All the best defensemen are very outgoing people. Carlson's not very outgoing, but at least better than average outgoing.
Jack Eichel is what Erik Karlsson is what Jack Eichel wants to become. Both dry-witted guys, both have great or witty guys, but aren't that outgoing per se. So
would Victor Hedman be the equivalent of what you're looking for? Somebody that isn't that flashy but gets the job done.
I'd say that Hedman probably has the same personality that's like lower on the scale of 100 that we're looking at.
That's fair. something against PK. Anybody against PK or
I don't
Carlson?
think anybody hates PK
No one hates
except
PK.
for maybe Montreal.
I think you said anybody against PK, but
Yeah, no, I did.
Oh,
You're
I thought
right.
you were
literally anybody against
if
PK.
anybody was against PK, and I was like, no, not me. I'm
No,
not
I
against
said put anybody against PK, and that
anybody against PK. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark's more of a power play person, though.
that's true.
That's why.
True.
It's very true.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, Stamkos could have been in there, but again, white toast. Like it's not like it's Ovi against all these guys who are the same person. Canadian, no comments.
So is
Whining.
Tarasenko the next Ovi? I think he's got
I
a
think
little bit of personality to him.
I think
I
he
don't know.
does.
I've
I
never
think
seen
you're
his
right.
Twitter account, but
Yeah, no, I think Tarasenko is absolutely the next Ovi. If you look at pure goal scoring and just kid who can be very outward, that's the guy right there. Even though St. Louis,
Yeah, I agree.
he's a waste in St. Louis. Whatever.
I mean, you could almost look at Kuznetsov too.
Yeah, Kuznetsov is good with the flapping of the wings.
yeah, he needs to stop doing all that shit.
That is such a great celebration, though.
Why? Wait, what? Hold on. Why is this, Mark? Why is this? He's gonna stop doing that. So he's following Ovi's footsteps.
They
Look,
need to show
I-
some enthusiasm.
I love a good touchdown celebration. It's not as much as the next guy, but sometimes, especially in the playoffs, you need to just score goals, go bump fists with everybody on the bench, and go back and do your job.
Hey, sometimes when I score, I celebrate after.
Exactly.
I'm just
and
saying.
also on the field of play.
All right.
Listen, if I can see him do the whooping crane after every goal, I'll see it. I'm fine. I'll yell whoop whoop at him like he was Larry Murphy with the puck. Still not understood why they did that.
They need to
I don't know,
organize
but I think it's
one of those prize fish catch celebrations like that European soccer team did that one time.
That'd be
Did you guys
good.
ever see that one? Dude
Yeah.
scored a goal. He laid on the ground, flopped around. One of his teammates picked him up. They all got around him, and one guy pretended to take a picture while they held him up.
I did. I remember that.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's
that was
good.
good.
I think that was Norwegian. too.
Organized celebrations in the NHL I can get behind, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the NHL is against them.
Let's swing the entire other direction.
If it's one person, they're a narcissistic, egotistical bastard.
Yeah, but
if
together,
it's the team,
it's teamwork.
yeah,
It's the opposite of narcissism. It's everyone working together.
it's the team.
Yeah, like you and me in the bottom makes 3 tonight.
There it is.
Yes.
If you do a flying V situation and score a goal, then you're good. You
Right.
do it.
Celebrate with the team.
Exactly. I think the other. You know what? I think the Caps need to do the whooping crane too. As just a little floating of the wings. It'd be great.
I mean, especially isn't it more of a Weagle?
I don't know what the hell it is.
Do they? They don't even use the Weagle anymore, do they?
Yeah, they do. It's
It's
still
on the shoulders, right?
It's on the patches. Yeah, it's on the shoulder patches. Is Adidas sticking with the Weagle? I didn't.
I
Even
am
know.
going to check it out right now. I'm pretty sure they are. I think they were.
Did Adidas put out those like these are the 4 things that make your jersey cool for every team, or was it just?
I
the Stars?
only saw that on the Dallas website. The Weagle is on the Washington Capitals jersey for next season.
What are the 4 things? I'm gonna guess. Can I guess? What? I didn't see this article. Number 1.
We haven't seen it for the Caps, so we don't know.
Awesome. Well, no, for Dallas. I haven't seen the one for Dallas. What could possibly be the 4 things that make
Hold on,
Dallas
no,
jersey cool?
Johnny, let's go with this.
Okay,
Let's go
go
with
ahead.
this. Let's
Number
let's
1.
go with
I'm
this.
gonna guess.
Hold on a minute. Let me
I
get to
was
this.
either
Let's-
high on
hold on.
shrooms a couple weeks ago.
Let
but-
me get to this, Mark.
All
Because
right.
I have it right in front of me. And by right in front of me, I might have to go to a website. Come on, you son. All right. So there's 4 things. I'm pretty sure.
Can we do
pretty
this
sure.
Family Feud style?
It's you against you because Johnny actually
Oh,
referenced it
Because I
earlier in the
remembered
show.
I was part of it.
Yes, we did this last week. But
Oh.
Mark, go ahead. Your 4 things.
I don't know. Is this okay? So maybe I do remember this, but I'm gonna go ahead and is one of them the special green color that they have? Like it's some
Sorry.
sort of like winning green color. They call it a special green.
Victory
I
green.
love how
in
you
the
go
collar.
winning green.
Victory
What's
green is in
another?
the collar.
What's a synonym for winning? If I was to say that this word was used on Entourage,
Okay,
What would the green be called?
it would be Victory Green.
There you go. That is
Perfect. We got one.
The verbiage on the collar, Victory Green.
It is because is it because they say Dallas on the front of their jerseys instead of stars?
No, they got rid of that a couple years ago. By the way.
Oh,
That's
really?
not one.
I got an X.
All right, Mark. Here we go.
I honestly don't know why the Stars jerseys are so special. Then
Well, this is the Stars. The Stars actually broke this down. Every team has this. It's not the Star specialty jersey. They just are the ones that put it on their website to break it down. The Adizero jerseys for themselves, for their fans, to show them what's different. So it's not specifically the Dallas Stars. It's the NHL as a whole, but the Stars actually broke it down from a fundamental standpoint.
Oh, well then, I don't know then. I don't know what's so super fancy then.
Okay.
I got nothing.
So the verbiage on the collar. Johnny, do you want to throw some things?
Off.
He wandered off. Okay.
There he is.
I was trying to figure out if I wanted another beer, but it's late, so I'm probably going to sleep instead. Their numbers are lighter.
The numbers are lighter.
Oh,
There's-
that was
up to-
because Dallas said that? That's what we were arguing about? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the numbers for the Adizero jerseys are 60% lighter.
Oh yeah, 60%
And they-
lighter.
No, 60% reduced in weight, and they're 19% lighter than current NHL jerseys. That's what it was. Mark, does this come back to you at all?
Yeah, well, I didn't realize we were talking about a specific Dallas article that was written. I thought this was like a press release from Adidas.
It was. This is all right.
But it was just for the Dallas Stars jerseys. I haven't seen it for
time
anybody else's jerseys yet.
Timeout. So yes, the Dallas Stars put this on their website to explain to people what's different with the new Adizero jerseys than they were before. They're the only team I've seen on their website to put this kind of information out there, and that's why we use them as an example.
Understood.
What percentage was that beer, that Duclaw beer that you had?
Good question. I don't know. It's also been sitting in the warehouse for a year, so whatever it is, could be
So
more.
it's probably fermented some.
Because that's probably the weight that it's faster in your stomach
It's true.
than the
6.2.
Oh, all right, that's not bad.
And of course, the breathable technology, our materials are up to 133% more permeable. And also, the fabric is up to 27% stronger and up to 72% tougher compared to current NHL jerseys.
This bit would be a lot better if we just made up the 4 cool things about the Capitals jersey.
This sounds like that Sklar Brothers skit where they're talking about like regular features of a helicopter that are
Chopper
amazing.
4!
With seats. Seats.
Chopper 4, twice as good as Chopper 2. Chopper 4.
Yeah, next week we should go through the Capitals jerseys to just make up like why the new Capitals Adidas jerseys are better.
Just make up garbage.
That should be something we do. We'll wait till Lyle comes on because I think he'll get a kick out of that too.
By the way, can we go ahead and possibly also predict what the Capitals Winter Classic Stadium Series logo will look like? Because of course
I say it's the old red jersey.
No, I'm talking about the patch that both teams are gonna wear, because they put a backdrop of each city that they're taking it in. If they don't have a crab on that goddamn thing, I'm gonna be pissed off.
Maybe a crab.
You have to go crab
also
for
maybe an
Annapolis.
anchor.
Oh, the anchor,
for
that's
the
a good
Navy.
one. I just pulled out.
That is a good one. What was wasn't the
What do you got there?
I pulled out Jen's mic stand. All right, I got to destroy the studio tonight anyway, so why not? Sure.
What was it? Was 2 or 3 years ago, I think, for the Army Navy game. The first year Under Armour came out with these absolutely badass helmets for the for Navy, and I believe it was an anchor with the like "Don't tread on me" snake like wrapped around it. Like that would be a cool logo.
Yeah. I wonder. Who wrote the Book of Love?
It's actually just it's a Orange Crush from Pussers is what it's going to be.
Interesting.
Well done, Scotty.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Johnny, it wasn't the "Don't Tread on Me" steak. It was actually just a. Is that the "Don't Tread on Me" steak, or is that just a knot? Or is that just some knots?
Oh, maybe it was a knot.
You better not mention that again.
Hello. Yeah, it looks like it's just like a rope. Got some rope there. Hold on, let me. Pinterest, of course. Why would I not go to Pinterest for football helmets? Why am I?
It's the most random website that's ever been created.
It really is. So Scotty Screen Share brought to you by no one. There we go. So there's the. Is that the one you're talking about, Johnny? The.
I was thinking about a different one. Let me see if I can find it.
Okay, go find it. I will stop sharing. Thank you, Google. So there we go. 16 years, 17 seasons. We've done this thing. Oh, now I see what you're talking about, Johnny.
You found it farther?
It's the red and white, I believe. Let me do again another Sky Screen Share. If you want to sponsor, I don't know. Is it this bad boy right here? The N with the that snake there, and that's pretty dope. That is pretty dope. Not gonna lie to you. Like it's red. It's a candy striped N with the "Don't Tread on Me" stakes weaving in and out like he's attacking the star on the Navy logo. It's pretty damn sweet.
Yes, so that was one of the. I believe that helmet was made specifically for the Army Navy game.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's also a really cool one. If you go a little bit farther down, it's gold and it looks like the Declaration of Independence and has the American flag in the Fort McHenry logo on the helmet. It's very nice as well.
I am so confused with this. Been listening for 20 minutes now, and is this a BTR big or feature? I don't know what he mean. What he means by that. So apparently, episode 24 of the Soderstrom bubble.
Yeah,
I'm reading this here. It's 62 megabytes, which goddamn.
Yeah.
Secondly, it's hold on. I have to do this up. 2,014,708% listened to.
Nice.
That's a lot of listening.
Well, that's. And he's showing me the timestamp, which is 0000. So apparently, he listened to 2,000,000% of it.
That is impressive. That's given the extra percentages, I'm sure.
I am highly confused by this. I don't know what the hell that was.
Okay.
Anyway, I will have to figure that whole thing out. All right. That's it. We're done. We're done with 16 years. Actually, it was 16 years in a week, and it's not going to be as cool. Johnny, give us some shout-outs and your favorite memory in the past 16 years of the show.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think you're right, Scotty. 16 years in 1 month or 1 week does kind of suck because at that point you're basically just picking your brother up from soccer practice. Right. So the whole novelty of the driver's license thing is gone. Favorite memory. I'm gonna say that my favorite memory is just a combination of road trips to drafts. That were.
By the way, if you say that quick enough, it looks like it's road trips to giraffes.
Right. Performance enhancing drugs. But yeah, they were always fun. There was a time where we just didn't fly anywhere because everything was close enough that we could drive to, and by close enough, I mean within 12 hours. So yeah, I think over the 16 years, those were the times that I had the most fun. Getting press credentials to the draft, going in, doing all that kind of stuff.
I think the first draft that you had to fly to was Vancouver in 2006, which was, thank God that it was in Canada, because I wouldn't have been able to get out otherwise, or else it would have restarted my process for citizenship and all that crap.
Yeah, it was. That was the first one we flew to. So yeah, I got that. shout out to Blog Talk Radio and all the new things we got going on.
2 million percent more listened.
Sean called me this weekend. He said he's going to be in Johnstown. So he's supposed to let me know who owned the Chiefs. So yeah, a lot of good things going on, and hopefully all y'all like this, listen to us, download so that we make money, and this, that, and the other thing. To 16 more years.
Yeah, when I can pass this on to my 16-year-old son.
You don't think Katie Waz is going to take this over? He's going to take over the hosting spot and not really give a shit about hockey.
All the millions that we're making.
Every million.
That's it.
I do have a shout out also. I got a raise this week. So
why do you not get a raise? Look at you.
That's fun.
Congrats.
Thanks. Got a raise. Apparently I do something well.
Attaboy. Way to be. Anything else? I guess not.
Nope.
Mark with a C, your shout out and your favorite thing in the last 16 years of this show.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with John. The draft shows are probably some of the most fun that we've had on this show. I enjoyed the Crofton studio. I think that was good times when we finally found a groove. We knew what we were doing, and we were all in the same place. That was
and we felt professional doing it.
Yeah, we had all the equipment.
We had a separate room.
Yeah, I mean, Nate was there every now and then before the show.
He just came in for a brief pause.
Yeah. And then
between 5 and 10 minutes.
Yeah. So shout out to Nate Lewis. And that's about it.
All right, cool.
I thought you were going to take that in a different direction, Mark. I thought you were going to mention that you had 2 more shout outs to beat.
Yeah, the draft show is obviously a big thing. Mark brings up the Crofton studio, which I loved. That's like it was the quintessential Broadcast Monsters place to be. If only we lived there too, that'd be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The Dufferin show, obviously, the whole Dufferin weekend was amazing. But underrated part, Valentine's Day show, where we don't have time for this pee-wee bullshit. And forever, Laura will not like Eric Lindros going to the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I mean, that was back when we used to bring 24 beers to every show. So
that was I think that was the first show we did on YouTube, or recorded and then went to YouTube.
It was on YouTube.
It still is on YouTube.
Yeah. We used an actual video camera with RCA cables.
Yes. And it was amazing. I did it over the phone line.
And if I remember correctly, we had to burn the video and audio to a DVD and then take the DVD to the computer and upload the file.
And rip it from there and then upload it. Because it's a 7-part process to get a 2-hour
Sean
show.
was a pioneer in this.
He really was.
He really was.
And also the fact that we've been able to do this for 16 straight years. Like, together with the same core 3. Core 4 if you want to add Sean when he shows up. But he owned the company, so.
Core 4 is good. I like Core 4.
Core 4. That's what the Yankees used, yeah.
Oh, it was? Yeah.
Still that from the Yankees. Yeah, I know. So that's why I say the big 3. Our big 3. Well, I'm big, and there were 3 of us. Patanzo's kind of on the shorter side. Our medium 3.
Average.
So I wear
the average. The median 3. The median 3.
I like it. Because we're like right down the middle of the road. Perfect. Because we're not biased.
Not the mode 3.
Yeah.
It's the median, not the mode.
A la mode 3. Shout out to moving too. That's been fun. In any case, shout out to also the 2 million% that are listening to the Soderstrom bubble. I don't know. These metrics are weird. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Face Off Hockey Show. For Jenny P, Mark with the C, I'm Scotty Waz. Take care of yourself and someone else. Catch us on Blog Talk Radio. Catch us on iTunes. Catch us on wherever you get your podcasts going on there. FaceOffHockeyShow.com. That is the home of the Face Off Hockey Show, where we put the video link of the show almost every week. Sometimes we miss it because I forget about it. Facebook.com/FOSS Radio and FaceOffHCKY Show on the Twitter. Until next week, guys, we will have another fun time. Lyle Richardson will be back. We'll talk some trades. We'll be inching that much closer. We'll be a month away from NHL preseason and the start of the NHL Olympic-less Olympics. It's going to be great.
Is it October yet?
Hashtag, is it October yet? Hashtag, no, it's August. Hashtag, buy a calendar, stupid. Till next week. Peace.
Rely on the music. Rely on the music. And we can all get by, yeah. Rely on the music. Rely on the music. Drink another beer, yeah. Smoke a little weed and we can all get high, yeah.